And we're going to have the Tradier workshop today and talk about Tradier. We're going to talk about how we compare to other brokerages out there. We're going to talk about the different tools that Tradier offers. We're going to talk about the features of your account, and then we're going to do some live demos, the website, the app, and then Lex is going to take over and show Tradier Pro. And then we're going to open up some time for Q&A. I didn't introduce myself earlier. My name's Chris Lepore. I'm the Vice President of Operations here at Tradier. I oversee all the teams that'll be supporting your brokerage account. So that includes trading, operations, and our customer support teams. So let's start with a little background on Tradier. We've been around for about 12 years now. I've personally been with Tradier for a little over 10 years myself, so almost from the start. We are a leading options brokerage focused on the active trader. We offer trading in stocks, ETFs, options, and index options. As you can see on the slide, we had over $10 billion in trading volume last year. We were founded by trading veterans, so folks that know both technology and the brokerage industry. We are SIPC insured and regulated by FINRA and the SEC. So Tradier was founded with a focus on providing customers with choice. We do this by connecting with many different platforms so that you have the ability to choose the tools that you use. We're currently connected with over 100 different platforms. So we have the images of just some of those platforms we connect with, but this is truly something that we think sets Tradier apart, is your ability to have different choices when it comes to the tools you use and have those tools integrate directly with your Tradier account. And we also provide you choice when it comes to our pricing. As you can see on the slide, we have 3 different pricing tiers. The light or standard pricing is free. There's no monthly charge for it. And it features low commissions of just 35 cents per trade for stocks and 35 cents per contract for options. If you're going to be doing a little bit more trading with us, the Pro plan may make more sense for you. It gives you the choice to pay $10 a month and pay 0 commissions on both stocks and equity options. Index options are still 35 cents per contract. With the Pro plan, you also get access to our Tradier Pro desktop platform that features many advanced tools, and that's what Lex is going to be showing a little bit later. Additionally, your annual IRA fee is waived. Now, we just recently started offering the Pro Plus plan as well. It's just $35 a month. It features all the benefits of the Pro plan, but you also get lower futures pricing, $5 assignment and exercise fees as opposed to the standard rate of $9, and we lower the index option commissions to just 10 cents per contract. So let's do a little comparison of the Pro plan. For active traders who choose the Pro plan, these are some of the potential monthly savings. As you can see, the more you trade, the more you can possibly save with Tradier. If you carry a margin balance, you may also be able to save with our current margin interest rate. As I said earlier, we do connect with 100+ different platforms, but what we also provide are standard tools to every Tradier customer. You get access to our website, our mobile app, and our powerful desktop application, Tradier Pro, if you subscribe to the Pro or Pro Plus plans. So Tradier offers most standard account types. You can open individual or joint accounts, IRAs of most types, and entity accounts with us. Please note that entity accounts are considered professional accounts and must pay market data costs. Entity accounts are not currently available online, so please reach out to us if you're interested in opening one of those account types. That would be your LLC or corporate account or a trust. We do offer up to level 6 option trading in our standard accounts and up to level 3 option trading in IRAs. In order to trade options or on margin, you must meet minimum investment profile requirements, including your trading experience, financial situation, and risk tolerance. Please make sure to fully understand the risks of options before trading. All accounts also come with a free paper trading account so that you can test everything before placing live trades. What's also unique is we provide API access with each funded account with us. Tradier is currently available in over 160 countries. A lot of folks will ask about some specific ones where we cannot do business. So I'll say right now, we cannot open accounts in Canada, the UK, or Australia. But most other countries, we can open accounts for. If you have any questions about your specific country, just reach out to us and we'll be happy to see if we can do that for you. All right, so we are going to move into our demos. We'll go through web, mobile, and pro, which was formerly referred to as TradeHawk. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and put those in the Q&A of the Zoom meeting. If you have any questions after this, we have our support phone number and our email address there. Everybody who supports your account is located here in the US, either in Charlotte, North Carolina, or we have a couple folks in the Midwest as well who mostly support our trading and futures accounts. All right, so we're available 8 to 5, Monday through Friday at that phone number. And again, there's the email address. So let me go ahead and bring up our website here. And we will get into a little bit of a demo. All right. Lex, can you confirm that you're seeing the website clearly there?
I see it just fine. Looking
Awesome.
good.
All right. So when you first log into the website, you're going to notice that you have some different tabs at the top of the screen. You also have a couple of buttons that will open up new windows, trade, and fund. You have your account balances here. And I'll make a note that hitting the little arrow here will show you your detailed balances. All right, this account doesn't have any positions currently, but if it did, you would see figures in here. On the main page, you'll also see your order modules and your position modules. The little gear buttons anywhere on the site usually indicate that you can do something. So in this case, we can hit retrade, which would open an order ticket to put this same trade into the account. You've got a box where you can get a quote. So let's just say we want to see what Apple's doing. Apple closed at 209.07. We've got the current quote on Apple and some details about it. From that quote, if we want to add it to our watch list, we can do that here. We can link off to the research page. We can go to chains and we can place a trade on it. Keep in mind, any security that we show today, either myself or Lex, is for demonstration purposes only. It is not any type of recommendation or to buy or sell any specific security. So finally, on the home page, you will also see a little bit of a market snapshot along with the watch list here. And again, the watch list, if you click a specific symbol, it'll bring up a quote. Going here, we'll bring up the option chain, allow you to remove it, trade it, or again, view the quote. At the top, you can go to research. go to your option chains, view your account activity, see your gain loss report, and see your account documents. I'll make note that activity and gain loss, along with documents, are always at least 1 day. Well, they're 1 day in arrears. The reason I was going to say at least is because of the weekends, but it's always the previous day's trading activity, gain loss, and documents. In the same way, everything on your home page for the orders and positions is current day, current time. Only your open positions will show here. Anything you closed previously will be on the gain loss page after the next day. I'll also point out you have a settings button here, which will allow you to do things like change the color, set up trading defaults, and even put on some additional features there. You can also click your name and do some different things. So you can create a new account here. So let's say you started with an individual account with us and want to open up an IRA. You could go there. That way it would be linked under your same user and also save some of your information so it's quicker to get through that. If you need support, settings page also offers that. You've got our phone number and a place where you can open a service ticket. The last thing I want to show is the chains on here. So let's go ahead and look at an option chain on QQQ. So we can change the different expiration here. We have a button to add an expiration, which would add an additional chain underneath this one. We can change how many in the money, out of the money options we see. So if I change this to 5, we're only going to see the 5 closest in and out of the money options. In the money options are shaded blue, out are shaded white. You also have these buttons here on the side. So on the call side, the first click will do an opening order. So buy to open or sell to open. Same thing on puts, buy to open, sell to open. So if I click it once, that's a buy to open. If I click it again, now it's a buy to close. If I go to sell, same thing. Sell to open, sell to close. Clicking one more time clears the selection. So if I want to build out an order, I can do that. So let's do it really quick. Let's say we want to sell the 477, buy the 479. Click send a ticket, fills it in right there for us. We can put our quantity, and we can choose either a market order, net debit, net credit, or even for that specific spread. All right. We go ahead, we put it in. Let's say we want $4. In my case, I have turned off the setting that would have a preview button here. I go right to submit. You have the choice to put that setting on or not. I'll also note that you have 2 buttons here on the trade ticket: standard trading to do equities and options in your normal market limit, stop limit. Advanced trading will allow you to place OTO, OCO, and OTO-CO orders. All right. So that's a quick overview of the website. I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to go ahead and try to share the mobile app here quick for us.
While you're doing that, Chris, we have a few questions, which we will get to at the end, everyone. So hang in there. Some of these are good. I want to answer these live instead of typing them out. So stay tuned for answers. We will get to those at the end. Okay. Thanks.
Awesome. All right. So you should be seeing this same account that I just showed on the website on the screen here. And this is the brand new Tradier mobile app. Again, that's going to be released in the next week or two. On the screen, you've got 3 main modules. You've got positions, orders. So we were just seeing these same orders at the top of the screen, and then you've got your account activity. Down at the bottom, we have home, which is where those modules live. We have watch list, which will bring up the watch list that we had on the website as well. So it matches what I have there. We can bring up a trade ticket. So same thing, we can do equity option, multi-leg combo. So typically a combo is when I'm maybe buying stock and writing a covered call at the same time. Right? You do have the preview button right there. We can go to research. So it's going to bring up some different quotes, top movers, the markets, etc. We got some news. And then finally, the option chains. So bring up QQQ again. In the app, swiping in from the side will bring up the buy to open, sell to open choices for you. Swiping in from the right will do the same for the puts. You have the choice on the mobile app to look at just calls or just puts. The advantage to that is when you look at both, you will not see the additional details. If I just look at calls, I do get the delta and implied volatility on there as well. There's also some hashes up here in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to the documents page, gain loss, settings, and give you the ability to log off. You also have a quick survey. If you have any bugs or anything you run into on there, you can click on that and you have our phone number right there as well. All right, so that was a quick, brief view of the mobile app. And I will turn it over to Lex to go over the Tradier Pro desktop with us.
All right, thanks, Chris. While I'm doing that, I'll have you read through those questions, and some of those are going to be in your wheelhouse, I believe. We can answer those at the end as well. Okay, and incidentally, folks, I also put in the chat, someone asked earlier, how do I learn more about the platform? So you can schedule a demo with that calendar link that's in the bottom part of the chat there, the last submission. And I think, off the top of my head, I want to say we're Monday through Friday, different times of each day, but when you click on it, you can find your way through there pretty easily. It's a great way. We talk, we chat, we go over all your questions and get you up and running quickly. Okay, so it's a great tool. Okay, let me share my screen. So we're going to do some Tradier Pro now. All right, Chris, can you see that?
That I can.
All right, perfect. Here we go. Okay, now coming from mobile and web, we get into what we call Tradier Pro, which is our desktop application. That means that this is a product that you must download. To download this, what you would do is you would go to tradier.com. I actually will bring this in. So let me just see if I can pull this in for you. Go to tradier.com. Oops, sorry. Let me expand a little more. And under the individual section, you have a Tradier Pro. Once you're there, you'll get 3 download buttons. And there's other stuff in here as well. Okay, I'll give you some information. For the Mac, make sure you know what kind of chip you have, either the ARM or the Intel. You should know that if you're a Mac user. You can find that out in the little apple in the upper left. So make sure you download accordingly. Okay, super easy download to walk you through. When you get new updates to Tradier Pro, it will prompt you that there's an update and that you should download. Okay, so you will get automatic messages when you log in. Once you download, you always get an icon on the desktop. It says Tradier Pro on it. It's a little white square with the Tradier arrow in it. Underneath it says Tradier Pro. To open the application, just double click that. And when you do that, you're going to go through the credential page on Tradier. Those are your Tradier credentials. If you don't have a Tradier account, you can open a paper trading account for free. It's going to ask you for a username, which would be an email address and a password. Once you have an account with Tradier, you would just use those credentials that you created for logging into Tradier, and the paper trading credentials you will no longer need. Okay. All right. Tradier Pro, bigger, more involved application. There's lots of trade idea generators in here. We won't go through everything. I'm going to give you the basics. Just kind of give you an overview of what's here. Okay. So there's containers. These are the items at the top. There are 6 containers currently. We're in the stage of adding more. Okay. And I'll describe what each one is in a second. The main trading container is the trading container. That's where I am now. Trading container has option chains. It has a portfolio page where all of your inventory is and all your P&L. It has an order tab, which shows all your open working orders and fills and that sort of thing. Okay, it's got integrated tickets, which are equity tickets for trading stock. It also has an options ticket, and it has an advance order ticket, which Chris referred to in the OCO, OTO, and OTOCO suite of orders. They are used for both equity trading and for options trading. As a note, we do not yet allow these sort of orders for complex spread orders at the moment. We are working on that. That is in the works, and you know we should have something towards the end of the year. We're hoping. Okay. All right. Once in the trading container, note that there are icons along the left side over. I can draw on the screen too. Over in this section here. Okay, so they're important icons. Okay, you don't need them every day. This icon is the grid icon. Okay, and all that does is give you choices. You can lock and unlock your layout. You can use the store-bought layouts that we have in here. There's custom layouts as well. Okay, that you can create. You can see I have many different layouts. And then you could load and save your layouts to a file, send them to your friends and family. They can upload your layout to the system if they'd like, and you do that right through this section here. Okay. The only time you'd really unlock things, just as a note, is if you want to move things around. Let me show you that real quickly. Everyone asks, how do I rearrange? So if I unlock it, you can remove modules. So I've got a watch list here. I'm just going to grab it. I'm holding my mouse down. I'm dragging it over here, and I'm releasing and dropping it. So that moves that watch list from this section over here to this one. I'm going to do it again and move it back because I like it over there. And I'm going to drop it right there. Okay, release, and now you have that setting. Also in the unlock mode, you can make things wider and skinnier. You can make them taller and that sort of thing. So, you know, get it to a point where it works for you. I like so I can see my option grid or option chain across the whole section here. I like it nice and big like that so I can see it. Behind that, I have my portfolio page and my orders tab, which I just click through as I need them. Again, you can move these out of each other if you want. It's your call. You can do whatever you want. When you're done, just make sure you lock it. That way you can't mess anything up along the way. Okay. So trading on this integrated ticket. So it's all one ticket. It's an equity, options, or advanced. Okay. So equity is very simple. Just click it. You can either type in the ticker down here in the ticket, or if you're using the option chain, you type it in here and they should integrate that way. So I have UPS in here. You can see I have 100 shares. If I click any of the mid, bid, or ask prices, it will change it. You can also type in a price. You can right click and move prices up and down quickly with canned increments. You can change these increments if you'd like in the settings icon, which is the gear icon over on the left. Same with sizes. You can do that as well. So you can have sizes for equities and for options and for spreads, all in the settings page. Once you have your size in here and your price, buy button, sell button, we know with equity and options whether or not you are closing, opening, selling short, you know, buying a cover, all that stuff. You don't have to include that in your choice. It does it automatically. Okay, so stock trading is very easy. Also, you can do that from the tower. Tower is a vertical sort of spread ticket, let's call it. I'm sorry, trading ticket. Super simple to understand. The price fluctuates down the middle. It dances around as the price changes. Usually when this is chosen, it is centered automatically. Okay, so when you mouse over it, right, what happens when you mouse over is it stops, and then when you mouse away, it will start dancing again to keep it in the center. Not much dancing after hours since we're closed. The left side is the buy section, the right side is the sell section. When you see these in the size columns, these numbers, that's the best bid and how big that best bid is. This is the best offer or ask and how big that is. In stock parlance, 2 means 200 shares, 3 means 300 shares. In options, if you were to add an option to this tower, it would say 1 and 2, and that would just mean truly 1 and 2 options. How do I get an option in here? Find it on the option chain or grid, right click on that option, send to tower. And what that just did, I did it in UPS. I sent the UPS 128 call in this month, June 28th, 2024 here. And now you can see the call markets, and you can trade this call on this tower if you'd like. Trading on the tower is super easy. Find the price that you want to make the trade. Make sure your quantity is correct. You can change that again. And those are also defaulted in your settings page if you'd like. Find the spot, just scroll with your mouse. Let's pretend I want to put an order out to buy one of these calls at 650. There's 650. Buy column is on the left in green. Okay. So once I go down to the 650 mark, left click in that box that lines up with 650, and I've sent that order out already to pay 650 for one of those options. Okay. To cancel that option, all you need to do is right click on it, and it'll send a cancel message to the system, and that order will cancel. Okay, don't forget, you can always cancel things in the order panel. Okay, so that's the tower, mainly used for day traders. I'd say people are scalping things. It's super fast. You don't have to put in a ticket. It just goes. Okay, and you can do stock and options, and you'll get a nice list of all the things you're looking at for the day right here. So when you add something, it automatically saves. If you want to remove it, click this little plus button. You can remove what you need. If you want to go back to Apple, the stock in this case, left click it. It will take you back to Apple, the stock. You can put options and stock in here to trade off that tower. Next up, watch lists. You can have multiple watch lists. Just use the lightning bolt to create different watch lists, edit them, import them, export them, etc. Okay. Once you have things in your watch list, you will have action lightning bolts. When you click those, it will give you all kinds of choices to send to various places to create trades off of this, and to remove a particular symbol if you no longer need to look at it. You can also put options in the watch list. I don't like mixing stock and options, just me. But if you felt that way as well, I made an options only watch list. Okay, a little different. So what I can do is come over to the options chain over here, right click on the option in question, and then send to, right? And you have a watch list choice. And then remember how I like it with the option choice. So I'll send it there. And I just sent that UPS 137 call to the watch list. I can view it from here now and trade it using these lightning bolts as well. Okay. And you can see I've got some zeros in here. That just means they've expired. So you'd come in and just remove them, and you just tidy up your watch list as needed. Okay. So that's the watch list section. The option grid we just talked about a little bit. That's where you do most of your activity, right? Expirations are across the top. You can see they're in little boxes, and they've got information in each of the boxes. Clicking on any particular expiration will bring that one front and center. Now, there's several things you can arrange here. It's a very customizable system. If I just clicked on August 2nd, it highlights it. Now August 2nd comes up. If you scroll to the top, it'll tell you that calls are on the left, puts are on the right, strikes down the middle. It also tells you the expiration along the side. I have it set, and again, I'm going into the lightning bolt so that I can look at things from top down, right? And the other interesting thing is I have it set on single expiration display. That means that when I click on a second expiration, it's going to replace the previous one with the new one, okay? If I uncheck this, which I just did, and I clicked on a second one, what that's going to do is it's going to put the nearest expiration on top. And if I scroll down, I'm going to get the second one, and I can keep doing that, keep scrolling, and probably up to about 3 different expirations, I'd say, depending on how much data is in there. So you can have a top-down view, okay? Not my favorite, or you can have a left to right view, Okay, and what a left to right view does for you time spreaders and diagonal players, it allows you to line things up uniformly. So you can always see, and I'm just going to open these strikes up a little bit. So you can see the strikes that line up. So if you wanted to do a time spread, for instance, so let's just do the 140 calls. So I'm going to sell this call 140. Oops, let me clear this first. I had something in there before. I'm going to sell this call here, and I can line it right up with the next month right there and buy that one. Got a nice calendar spread. You can see how it lines up. The beauty of this system is if you don't like what you chose, you can move it by just grabbing these legs and moving them. Okay, and all I'm doing is left clicking and dragging. That's all I'm doing, right? And then if you want to do it together, you can grab the middle strike and move them together, and it'll move in its integrity. So it's a great way to quickly see something and how it relates to that at the money line, which is this big old Tradoc orange line. That's always the at the money. So you can always see where you are relative to at the money by looking at this. And all I'm doing is clicking on the bid or the ask. So out of the box, when you click on the ask of an option, it's going to fill a sell leg in. When you click on the bid, it will fill. I'm sorry. When you click on the ask, it'll fill a buy leg. When you click on the bid, it'll fill a sell leg. I have flipped that over. So I come from the old market making world, and we did it the opposite way. I just did that in my settings page and set it so that when I click on the bid, watch what happens. I'm going to click on a bid. It's going to fill in a buy leg. When I click on an offer, it's going to fill in a sell leg. That's just my choice. You can choose any way you'd like. Okay. So that's the side-by-side view. All kinds of different things in these lightning bolts, right? I won't go through all this now, but we have grid formats that we've built. Those are the ones above the line: trade, simple, markets, and Greeks. They give you different things. The beauty of this system is you can go into the settings icon down below, but that gear icon, and you can create your own layouts. I have created something called, hang on a second, let me go back to my top down. I'm gonna get this back to the way I like it so I don't forget. Single expiration, right? Okay. And then what I did is create Lex Slasher, and that's a custom one. I have a couple few others that I use, so that's chosen. So just as a note, you can create columns that you find useful. I use delta, bid ask, my position. The spread leg, remember, that shows you where you have a spread being built in your ticket. And again, you can move that on the screen if you'd like. So that's what I use. And, look at, if I want to see open interest and volume, what I'll do is I'll go in the grid formats and I'll look at markets. So markets gives you open, high, low, close. It gives you volume. It gives you open interest. Again, you can move these columns around if you'd like, and that will give you a quick peek. And it's just quick. Take a quick peek at it. And I'm going to go back to my Lex Slasher, which is the one I built. And that's where the information that I like to look at is available. Okay. In these expirations, real quick, implied volatility, you will always get a current implied volatility that updates in real time. Underneath it, probably mislabeled. The HV usually stands for historical volatility. In this case, it's implied historical of a 30-day option, and it's on a rolling 30 days. So we compare the current implied volatility to a rolling 30-day implied historical. So you can see the historical is always the same here. That's the 30-day. If you see a green number, that means the current volatility is higher. If you see a red number, the current volatility is lower than implied historical of a 30-day. So when you see reds and greens, it's a good way to sell red, buy green. If you want to set up time spreads or diagonals, especially around earnings time, it's a great tool to have. Numbers in parentheses are how many days until expiration. Obviously, the July 12th is the expiration itself. Okay, and again, clicking on any of these things will bring that up. The other thing you can do, you can move right and left if you'd like, fast, or go all the way out to the end, all the way to the beginning. And the nicest thing that I like, if it's not too far out, click the middle button, go to the expiration in question. It'll take you right there, give you your new expiration, you're off to the races. Okay. Building a trade, a single click anywhere by bid or offer. Okay, depending on what you want to do, that will be a single options trade. Okay, when you have a single options trade, it's one leg. As you can see, that's all that's in here. If you had other legs, it would fill in beneath there. Okay, for spreads, right? So this is a one leg. You would change your quantity here. And incidentally, in the new version that's coming out, I think at the end of the week, I believe if you can right click in boxes to get you little hot numbers as well. So, with quantities and prices. So if I wanted to do 10 real quick, I just hit 10 if I'd like. Again, you don't have to do it. You can click up and down. You can always type in a box if you want to. You can put any number you'd like. And you have a settings page that will put in default numbers as well. So this says that I'm going to buy 17 of these options. This is March of 2025, right? The 125 call. I'm buying to open. Notice we do not have a buy button or a sell button. We have a send button. That's because all of your details will be built in the ticket, whether it's a spread or a single option. So this is a buy to open single option. You were just going to send it to the marketplace. If you needed to take a peek at this as a preview, click the preview button. You're going to get a nice graph with all your information, max loss, max profit, all that kind of good stuff. Just click away somewhere, that will go away. Okay. Lots of other things. There's calculators to look at, what if scenarios. There's order histories, right? There's lightning bolts to invert things, to roll things. We have a whole spread functionality where you can create spreads on the fly, 2 legs, 3 legs, 4 leg kind of spreads. You even have the ability to create your own custom spreads, ones that you do over and over and over again. It's a great tool. I use an SPX long butterfly, iron butterfly that I use all the time. And I named it as such. And when I click it, it fills in exactly how I want it every time. That's done in the spread section, the spread editor section of the gear icon. Super easy to do, that we won't have time to do today. But if you schedule a demo, we will show you how to do that. And there's also videos in the resource center, which I should probably say is this little question mark guy right there. If you hit that, it will link off to our resource center where all the videos are, so you can watch and learn how to do things that we might not cover here. Okay, spreads real quick. Let's clear this out. I'm just going to hit the clear button here, back to 0. I'm just going to do a simple call spread out of the money. I'm going to buy the lower strike, sell the higher strike. I've got the 55-65 spread on. Green leg, buy leg, red leg, sell leg, says sell to open. It's a 1-by-1 ratio. Let's say I want to do 7 spreads. You could certainly click this up to 7 and this one up to 7, and then you have 7 by 7. That takes too much time. We have a multiplier box when you do spreads. Just click 7 once here. And now notice ratios don't change, but the total number of contracts you're sending out does. So we are doing this 1-by-1 spread 7 times in this example. For 192, which is the midpoint price, again, you can click on prices to change. You can right click to toggle. You can toggle here, or you always have the option to type in your own price. Okay. Again, in this little lightning bolt, you can send things to what if, which is an advanced risk analyzer tab. I will not go over this, but there is a million things you can do here. You can compare 2 spreads or 3 spreads. You can add 2 spreads that are very similar to each other. You have a movie where you can look at spread today and hit the movie button and play it so it goes all the way through to expiration. You can stop along the way. You've got all kinds of hot buttons to show P&L, max profit, max loss. You can look at theoretical values, delta, gamma, all the Greeks of the spread. You can get a whole picture of this. This is a great learning tool. Additionally, there's a heat map in here. There's tables that show it numerical value, if that's the kind of learner you are and you have to see things numerically. There's Monte Carlo surfaces, and there's also surfaces of P&L across months. So lots here. You can place markers here as well. There's all kinds of markers, standard deviations, any prices. You can make notes on these markers. They will appear on this graph if you make those. So this tool is powerful, super powerful. Okay. Charting, full package, all kinds of indicators. I won't go all through all these, but you got all kinds of average. You can just go crazy with this. You can see I've made custom colors here. You do that on the settings page over here. There's drawing tools. You have your own watch list that is separate from the trading container. So these behave differently. You click on any one of these, like I left click on Apple. What that'll do is it'll load the Apple chart. I click on Disney, it'll load the Disney chart. You can see how I'm doing that, just left clicking. You can minimize this and turn crosshairs on, all that kind of stuff. So chart trading's here. You can trade options here. You can trade spreads here. You can trade stock just by turning this chart trading on. And there's also an implied volatility workshop that you can look at realized volatility against implied against price action in here as well. There's a volatility workshop for IV rank, IV percentile. Okay, so there's just tools galore. Too many to cover. I just want to let you know that they exist. And lastly, there's a strategy tracker. You can create your own custom strategies. All that means is you are going to journal what you build and do as a trader. When you make adjustments to it, you'll just keep adding to your strategy if you so choose, and you keep track of that P&L over every single adjustment you make to that initial trade. and you can keep these forever. This is something that you manage. They never go away unless you delete them. Okay. So you can see I've got a little problem right here in UPS with P&L, and I've been selling calls against my long position, and I've added that much money to this position. Okay. If I didn't do anything, this is what I'd be down, but I'm kind of whittling it back here. So I keep selling covered calls and keep rolling them and keep rolling them. My goal is to get that back sometime into the future, but this is a great tool to keep track of what I've been doing. So right now you see I have no covered calls on, and I'm going to be selling 33 lots tomorrow at some point. I'll add it to the strategy and watch what it does and keep track of it. All right, I'm gonna stop there. Chris, you still with us? And we'll take some questions now. All right.
Thanks, Lex.
Yep.
Yeah, so a few questions. I typed a couple to some folks directly. For CU, there was a second question here, which I thought would benefit the group. Is there any trade response latency difference between different subscription plans? So I kind of wanted to address this just at a
Mhm.
little bit higher level. With the different subscription plans, there is no change in how your orders are handled or routed or anything like that. There's not any type of preferential treatment. It's simply the commissions that you pay, the benefits that you get as far as pricing goes, and then, of course, access to the Tradier Pro platform. So
Mhm.
that should take care of that one. For Brenda, Tradeway, charts by Tradeway, that is one of the 100 plus platforms we connect with. So you would just simply need to open an account with Tradier, and then Tradeway can get you connected on their side to Charts by Tradeway. That is typically the case with most platforms we connect with. So step one is always get your Tradier account open, and then you can usually get it hooked up through the platform to trade your Tradier account. Lex, do you want to take Ken's question there?
Yeah, possible to import indicators from such platforms. Um, you cannot build indicators into Tradier Pro yet. We can certainly add them ourselves and make them private to you. We are in the process of working on scripting, which will allow you to do anything that you'd like in terms of adding indicators. That's not yet available, but that is coming soon. So stay tuned for that. You can set up a demo with us if you want to chat a little bit more about that. So that will be a pretty cool feature when it's available.
Yeah, and Ken had another question about YouTube tutorials, and that's a great opportunity for us to mention. A lot of this lives on the hub. It's hub.tradier.com where you can find a lot of different videos. We're adding them all the time.
Mhm.
We've been working on some new ones this week that go a little more in depth with some of the things we showed today. So check that out, hub.tradier.com. And as Lex mentioned and posted, you can set up your tour of Tradier Pro to get more in depth with some of these things.
Yep. And then I'll hit this little inside the Tradier Pro platform, this little question mark. What that does, I'll just bring it into the screen real quick. Am I still sharing, Chris? Yeah.
Yep.
So that'll bring you to this page. It's a support center, right? All kinds of stuff in here, as you can see. So this is just a resource center. If you go to Tradier Pro, you're going to get how-to guides, right? And you'll get all kinds of things, tips and tricks getting started. There's a lot of things in here. Okay, so just fish through here. The other thing that you can do, send us an email to hello@tradier.com, or Chris, I think they can send it to service. If you need something specific that you cannot find in a video in any of the resource center, we will make you one. We'll add it to the resource center. Don't get me wrong, it's not your private one, but we will make it for you, and then we'll add it here so that everyone will benefit from that. Okay, so make sure you do that. It's easy for us to do.
Yeah, use service at tradierbrokerage.com would be
Okay,
the best.
perfect. Let's see here. What
I'll
else?
take John's question. It's not something I'm familiar with, John. With the site, I'm assuming we're talking about the Tradier website. I personally just logged out and it brought me to a screen where I could simply click to log back in. If you want to reach out to our team, if you could record a video of it, we could certainly help you. So just send that to service@tradierbrokerage.com.
Okay, good. And then something on the demos, the one-on-one. Let me just check. So what happens, Bernard, is that you know, people schedule these a good bit. I will say that. So it does get blocked up pretty well. I'm not sure you went to the next week to check that out. My guess is next week is 4th of July week. We have a half day on Wednesday, no work on Thursday, so it might be a little lean here for the next couple weeks. If you send an email to hello@tradier.com and ask for a special time, I will answer that for you. And see if I can squeeze you in before, the holiday. All right, Bernard. So make sure you have a look at that for us. Canada, Chris, anything on estimated dates?
No, unfortunately, the regulators in Canada say that we have to be physically present in Canada, and that's just obviously a heavy lift to set up an office there, especially with our clearing firm as well. So I wish we had an ETA on that. I will tell you that Tradier Futures is available in Canada. So Tradier Futures just launched a couple of weeks ago. You can open a Tradier Futures account with us. It is a separate account, different account number, supported in with a different team, still here at Tradier, but different team. They do offer accounts in Canada. So
Mm-hmm. And how do you go about signing up for futures in the USA, Chris? I think Sub is asking that as well.
yeah, if you go to our website, if you just go to tradier.com, you should see a link for futures and you should see a link there to open an account. And they have a specific email as well. It's Tradier Futures, or excuse me, service@tradierfutures.com.
Yep. And then if you look on my screen again, I'm gonna pull this in. So what I did, Sub and everyone else, is I went to that on the website tradier.com. I went into individual again and went to futures. So I'm not going to click again, but this is what it takes you. You can open an account and go through the process here. Right? So all kinds of information for you there.
Yep.
Awesome.
And just to answer these other two questions that came in about futures, a different platform needed. Yes, right now futures is traded separately, and it is a different platform. We are soon going to integrate futures with the Tradier Pro platform. I don't have an exact ETA for that.
Yeah.
That is going to be coming soon.
Yeah, that has passed muster. The Tradier Pro platform has futures available, but not commercially yet. We are still testing, making sure everything works, but we are, getting data. We are able to place trades, all that kind of good stuff. So you will have that soon. Yeah, we got over the tough hurdles. We're just kind of cleaning it up. That's it. So,
Awesome.
yep.
And then Brenda's question, I'm assuming that
That
she's
was my
referring
favorite color.
to,
Does that matter?
well, and that's the default color for the website.
I did not know
Um,
that.
yes, so when you use the website the first time, it is purple. If you want to change it, you go to the settings page and you can do blue, slate, or what we call autumn, which was introduced a couple of falls ago, which is a kind of orangey color. So you can kind of
Nice.
get in the season. Maybe we'll make some more seasonal ones in the future.
I like it. I like it. And that brings up another point for me. On the Tradier Pro platform, I have the dark, they call this ocean blue, even though it looks black, right? That you're looking at. You can also set this to a light background. And if you have trouble with color blindness, there is a version, I'll pull it up on the screen. It's called Light, I believe. And I'm pulling up the settings page. So let me see where this is. Okay. Under the command center, you got ocean blue. This is this one. It's actually really dark. You have light and you have black and white. So light is just a light grayish white background. And then the black and white version is no color whatsoever, so that those folks who are colorblind can see it very easily. Okay. Font sizes you can change. All just pay attention to what requires a restart. Okay. There's a getting started video within the settings page. And if you're a Spanish speaking person, you have a Spanish version as well. And that does require a restart also. Okay. So it's obviously defaulted to English, but if you want it in Spanish, you can have that as well. So there's all kinds of things in the settings page. Just click on things to change them and customize as needed. Okay. Awesome. Chris, anything else for us today?
No, I don't think so. We've covered the bases, it looks like. We've got the questions answered. So
Okay.
um, I do believe this will be available in a recording that'll be sent out to everybody afterwards.
Yep. Yeah, I think I think Jason on the call here, I think he's posting these as well, if I'm not mistaken. We should have these posted either on our YouTube or somewhere. Jason, do you have an answer for that, or can?
Correct. We're gonna go and post these on YouTube right after the event. And
Okay.
we're also have a follow-up email that goes out to everyone with the link to that recording.
Yep. Great. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, good. I think that's it. Guys, anything else?
I think that's it. We appreciate everybody's time today, and we look forward to helping you going forward.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Bye now.